Hello and welcome to another video. We are today on a trip to get a sofa for a friend of mine from IKEA, and to transport it back to his home we rented this Maxus Sprinter like van thing, and I thought, hey, it's an electric van, I'm driving it anyway, so why not make a video of it? So just gonna be a quick one, little real world test kind of thing, where we are gonna transport a sofa in the back of this van, which is not there yet because it's still at IKEA, to his home, and bring the Sprinter back and have a look how it drives and feels and works at all. And yeah, feel free to come with me to check this out. We are charged to about 2/3, like 60-70%, which should be fine. I'm just gonna park this Sprinter over there. We just loaded up, sofa's back in there, 3 parts and a little sofa table, so that's alright. Let's just hop in and head out to our destination on the way home. We are driving in this Maxus. I literally forgot what it's called. I think it's the EV80, but I'm not sure. Anyway, it feels like kind of a very cheap Chinese car, which it is. It's Chinese. It's from SAIC. It has no auto hold. It has no extra regen braking mode. It's just like normal cheap EV driving, but I think it's not that bad. You got a lot of room back there in the back cabin thing. You can put in quite a lot of goods and stuff. It seems like you could regen up to 150 kilowatts, which would be a lot, and I don't think that's true, but okay. We got 120 kilometers on the gasometer with a bit more than half of the battery, because the last one who used it didn't get it to charge or something. I don't know, it was plugged in, but I guess it didn't charge. It's like cheap, and the pedals feel cheap, and it's moving like a big, less than needed motorized car. But I think for just inner city deliveries or something, it's good enough. You can get some power out of it, but the range is gonna drop then, I guess. But yeah, it feels okay for that big of a car. But the accelerator pedal is like, you push it a bit, nothing happens. You push it a lot more and still not much is happening. And then you push the last half centimeter or something and it goes. Let's drive a bit more and see what I have to say then. Alright, my favorite sign. Let's see what this thing has power-wise. I don't expect too much, but it said that it could drive 100 kph. It does almost 110. That's slow. And I'm giving it all it got, so yeah. Anyway, it's quite loud, but that's okay for that big of a car. And it's also very cheap, so let's not forget that. Interestingly, we got those funny window switches here, which are behind each other and not next to each other, because they are too huge to fit 2 of them next to each other, I guess. We also have, and you can't see that right now, I'm going to show you later, the parking brake down here, which is kind of an American thing to do. In Germany we normally have it somewhere in the center console or down here or wherever, but not there. We also got the lock and unlock button for the central locking doors down here, which is an interesting place. I would expect it somewhere here in the middle, but no. And we got a huge traffic jam ahead. Good thing we're not going that way. We also have a little cubbyhole thing down here where you can put maybe a phone or something. It's quite small though, so wouldn't recommend putting a large phone there. It shows 150 kilowatts of power available and about 75 of regen, which seems like quite a lot for that small amount of power it got. Also, the vehicle details from registration and shit say that it has like 92 kilowatts, which sounds way more reasonable to what it delivers. Yeah, as I said, a bit low motorized, but that's how it is. And it's enough for what it's supposed to do. We still have 109 kilometers on the gasometer, which is quite a lot. So I guess the last person that had it was racing it through the city or something, I don't know. But it keeps up well. What's not that great is the sailing mode thing, so you can't really get it to sail with the pedal. You would have to put it in neutral to get real sailing, because the pedal it's so bad that you either regen or you give power to the motor. There's no in between. And it's quite shaky to slow down and to accelerate. So yeah, acceleration tuning is really not there. You feel that they saved a lot of money with that, all of that. Also, the sound of the radio is awful, but that's normal in a van kind of thing of that size anyway. So all in all, it's a good package, I guess. And I think you get these now used at like 15,000 euros, which would be a really good price point. I'll talk about charging later on, because that's kind of a bummer. So it's more of a city delivery vehicle than a vehicle for longer distances, because you can forget that. It's not nice. I just found out that you can pull the parking brake while you're in drive, and it still tries to creep and creeps into the parking brake. So there's literally no engine software running in here, and if you accelerate, then it disables the parking brake. At least something. I would have expected that it doesn't even do that, but yeah, that's okay. Let's talk charging. This thing can theoretically fast charge. It has its CCS port here, so it can do it, but 30 kilowatts. That's what it does. 30 kilowatts. And also you can see up here are only the communication pins. Yes, because this thing charges AC here in the front. There is a AC plug. So you have to plug in here for AC charging and plug in here at the side for DC charging at like no speed. And I also think that it's rapid gates, so if you charge it more than once, you get even slower charging speeds. Yeah, which is shitty, but it is how it is. And also you sit in here vertical, like in a 90-degree angle, which is not that comfortable. But you can move this seat, at least this one, and I think you can also adjust this backrest, so that's all right. And you have to lock and unlock here, or yeah, down here, as I just said, but I just forgot when getting out of the car. Up here you have some documents cubbies. You can put documents in there or something. That's quite big, so a lot of storage for some shit that you have to take with you all the time. And it doesn't have brake blending, so if you regen and you brake more with your brake pedal, then it's only mechanical brakes and no regenning at all, or at least not more than it does anyway, and that's not a lot. So yeah, it's like a first generation EV, but it's fine for that. There are also some cup holders in here, but they are too small to put my phone in, so that's not useful right now. You got some sort of trash compartment here for cigarette shit or something, I don't know. You got a cigarette lighter here, so yeah, that makes sense. Room for a driver's card or something. And a lot of storage area for small shit on top, which can fly around. But yeah, that's also interesting that the dashboard display is in the center console in the middle of the car. So yeah, interesting things. They also cheaped out with handles up here, or on the passenger side you only got those entry handle things to get in and out of the car. So that's a bummer. I also have to say the turning radius of this thing is actually quite good. I think it's rear motored, but I'm actually not sure. So if it's not, then it's a really good front wheel steering, front wheel drive car, van thing for that size. I just turned it around in like 1.5 turns on a street, so that's really not bad. But what is bad is the steering wheel, because you can't adjust the height or the angle or anything in it. It's just fixed as is. You can't change anything. You can turn it, wow. And it also feels like a truck steering wheel. It's so flat. That's really not the greatest experience, at least for me. I'm used to small, low cars, so I would like to have it closer to me and more angled downwards, I guess. But it's just a cheap van, I think. And also those stalks up here, they are way too far upwards. I would expect him to be somewhere here and not up there. I always search for the indicator stalk, and it's just like I'm always indicating right. No, it's off. So that's bad placement, I think. Or those Chinese people have like hands like this big, I don't know. It's a bit weird. We arrived back at IKEA. Let's try to get this charging. It wouldn't charge on this plug before, so I'm not sure if it works now, but let's try. Otherwise, I'm just parked over there and I'm charging, so this one works. Otherwise, I'm just gonna switch chargers. This one blinks green. I think it wants to get authorized. Alright, so I'm just gonna switch parking spaces and then we will see. Okay, let's see what it says here. There's a screen. It just charged my car here, so this is definitely working. It's blue and blinking blue. That's clucking and it's green. So should be charging. Let's see what it says on the inside. Looks like it's charging. We are blinking here as well. Awesome. Alright, one more little view on the inside. No big mounting points on the wall. Just some in the floor, but not that much. I guess it's enough for some transporting and some fixing of packages, but not for small items. The ceiling is not that high, so you see I'm almost 1 meter and 80 centimeters high, and I can't stand up all the way because I'm already touching my head to the ceiling. It's also got only one small, not too bright light in here. That's meh. At night I wouldn't want to use this. We can pack in 900 kilos, which is not that bad. That's alright. And size-wise, it's absolutely no problem. But the height is a bit low, I think. Alright, final thoughts to this vehicle. It's absolutely fine for small businesses or inner city driving and inner city transporting. It has climate control, which is really not bad. The steering wheel is quite thin because I just sat in my e-Golf, which already has a quite thin steering wheel, and it felt so huge. That's an interesting thought. But it's absolutely fine for what it's used for here as a transport vehicle for IKEA goods. You can rent it for not that much. I think we paid like 30 euros for 2 hours. That's awesome. It's a perfect use case for IKEA home transport solutions. So yeah, it's fine for that. And I think you could even, if you get the higher version, you could rebuild it as a camper van or something. That's a little project. I think this would work, but in this one it's just not high enough. You can't stand up right, so that's not so cool. Anyway, thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you later. Bye.